Hey everybody, this is Heather Dewar-Carden coming to you live from Ask Dr. Heather. Many of you have talked about the scale. You've hit a plateau, you've hit a stall, but honestly the definition of a stall or plateau is nothing has changed in 5 to 10 days. That's not just the scale that you're standing on, but it has to do with measurements. So today I have an amazing volunteer, Pam, who said, yes, show people how to measure people because often people are confused. So I like to use a very easy, clean sheet. Of course, you're going to see goals and obstacles. Goals are super important. Why are you even on this journey? Maybe trying to increase lean muscle mass, decrease inflammation. The scale is the number one most important thing, or measurements, when you're talking about losing inflammation, because inflammation is held in the fat cells and water and toxins. So again, we're going to go right down this sheet and take measurements from several different points. I'm just going to use a very simple little tape measure. You guys can use a sewing measurement, whatever you want. So give Pam some hearts because she said yes to jumping on here. So simply check your neck, whether it's a male or female. I'm not going to pull it tight, and I'm simply going to take measurements here around her neck. You want arms always by the side, just have them breathing normally. The second measurement, having Pam turn straight. The second measurement, you want the arms down by the side. You want it right about your armpit level, right about armpit level. Oftentimes, the first place that we lose fat, especially as women, is right around here and right around the back. So we call it back fat, or that skin you don't like hanging over your bra strap. Again, an inch about right here above and below the arm one. Then you want to measure around the chest. And this will vary for women based on the bra they're wearing, based on the time they are in their cycle. If you're breastfeeding, not breastfeeding, all that will measure. So that's why I like to take the whole arm measurement. Men are pretty simple, just go right across the nipple. So for Pam, I'm just going to guess today kind of where her normal nipple breast measurement is, again checking in millimeters. Then I take 2 different waist measurements. Again, have people breathe normally. If they take a breath in, it's going to make a measure bigger. So just breathe normally and pick the smallest part of the waist. If you're going to have a hip pose and put your waist on there, I know you guys can't see my hips, but that's where you would do it. So again, I'm going right about the smallest part of her waist. I measure over clothes, so I'm measuring a little bit tight there so you can see her t-shirt's folding over a little bit. So just taking a measurement there. Then the second waist measurement is what I call the sweet meat, which is what stuff that hangs over your pants or your jeans. It's honestly a little bit around your belly button level, or a little bit below your navel. A lot of people have had tummy tucks, so it's hard to know where their true belly button is. So again, I would measure in yoga pants or maybe in shorts, something like that. But if your pants are super tight, it'll have a lot hanging over. So again, we're going to measure right about here. Her belly button's right about here. And again, right about here of the waist. So we measure waist 1 and waist measurement number 2. The next one we're going to do is a hip measurement. I'm going to have Pam turn to the side. That's perfect. And if you guys can see me, I'm going to lower it down. Move my video camera here a little bit. So when you're measuring the hips, you want to go right about here where that saddlebag area is. I know you guys know what that word is. And then you want to go right around the panty line, or where it would be, or the gluteal fold is a proper name. Okay, I'm standing my measurement here. So I'm going to go right around her side. And again, we're just going to take the measurement right here, again, where that kind of saddlebag measurement is, which is below her hip bone. Her hip bone's about right here. And again, right where her normal underwear line would be. Again, checking in centimeters. Then we're going to measure the thigh. So whether it's a female or a male, you want to measure the same side pre and post. So generally I always measure the right side, but for camera's sake, I'm actually measuring Pam's left side, so post. So next time we measure, I'm going to make sure I measure the left side. And you're going to go on the thigh about an inch down from the panty line on the inside. So I'm going to go right around the thigh. Just stand normal. Don't try to contract your feet. And again, I'm going about an inch down from where her normal panty line is on the inside of where your thighs normally touch. Then for men, you can also measure calves. Women don't lose so much in their calves, but on their calf, you just want to pick, I'm going to tilt this down. You're just going to go, honestly, about the biggest part of the calf, which is about right here for Pam. I just kind of feel where that biggest part is. And honestly, you can move the tape measure around a little bit and pick where the biggest spot is. I have some people actually take a Sharpie and actually put a mark where we measured, so it just stays there. She wears her clothes. No one's going to see the Sharpie, and they know where that is. You also want to measure biceps, and you want to pick the biggest part of the bicep. And this is a part where maybe making a Sharpie mark might actually be good over the next, 6, 8 to 10 weeks as your body's transforming. So again, I'm measuring left side, measured left side calf, left side here. So again, just going to have her arm just hang down by her side. Just let it relax there, no contracting. And again, you try to kind of pick, again, about where the biggest part is. I hope you guys are giving Pam some hearts for having her volunteer to do this. So again, I'm not going to pull it super tight because you don't want to see the skin being stretched here, but just keep it at a natural place and don't have her contract, and take the measurements there. So you always want to make sure you take measurements in lots of different spots. And you also want to be consistent the time of day. So it's noon, she hasn't eaten lunch, because we know our stomachs can actually bloat as we eat. So either do it first thing in the morning consistently, or do it pre-lunch or pre-dinner so it's always consistent. Don't do it around your workout because muscles swell around the workout. And honestly, you wouldn't need to measure but once, maybe every 6, maybe every 10 weeks. I have so many people focusing on the scale. I had somebody say, well, I've gone down 2 pant sizes, but the scale hasn't changed. That's a great thing, because we actually want to increase lean muscle mass as we age. The funnier thing was, I told Pam we're going to do this, and what did you want to say, Pam? She said, you forgot to measure something. What did we forget to measure?
I said you forgot to measure my wrists and my fingers, because my rings have gone down 2 sizes and my wrists have gone down at least an inch.
And how many fat pounds have you lost?
90 pounds.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Leslie.
Linda.
So this is a great way, and so I thought that was great. Oftentimes, I'm going to move around here. People often ask me, well, why don't we measure shoe size? Because you'll actually lose some shoe sizes as well, so you'll be able to tell. But I wanted to do this very simple. Where'd that thing go? And I'll post this sheet that you guys can find. If you're in my 10-day group, which I know some of you here are, you're going to see that already attached in the Getting Started. So yes, congratulations to Pam. And again, you want to take several different body measurements, because what happens is that fat doesn't weigh very much. Water actually weighs more than fat, or a little bit denser. So you'll see the fat cells as they start to shrink. Your clothes will start to shrink, but the scale may not change much. Think of that piece of chicken, that white jiggly fat, or on your steak, that gristle fat. It doesn't weigh very much. When you're buying meat per pound, you're buying the muscle of the meat. The same thing is true. So Pam could actually maybe increase 10 pounds when we check her in 6 or 8 weeks, but maybe she's lost 30 centimeters. I have it happen all the time, where your body's switching that fat into increased lean muscle mass, and the more you exercise, the more bone density you'll have, and especially as an aging female. I'm on a tangent here, but bone density is so important. The only way that our body says, hey, make stronger bones, is by walking, by stomping, by jumping, by running, by telling your feet on the ground. Think of someone in a wheelchair. They get osteoporotic because there's no use or call to make lean muscle mass and to make heavy bones. So Pam's bone density can actually go up as she begins her New Year's goal, and put her on the spot of exercising more. And that's not on a bicycle, because that's not weight bearing. Weight bearing exercising, jumping, running up and down the stairs, your own stairs at home, doing treadmill climbers, walking. All that stuff tells your body, make stronger bones. I need to walk more. So all that jumping stuff is really, really good, or walking stuff. So bone mass could go up, which means the scale goes up. You could increase lean muscle mass, which means the scale goes up, but your inches should go down, or centimeters should go down. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here today. Hopefully this brings you some value and help. If you're watching this on a replay, please give Pam some heart. She deserves an amazing thing. I put her on the spot all the time. What I love is having collaboration, having an accountability partner, and her always saying yes. Pam, will you do that? Yes, because she knows it's going to help somebody. And she lost her first 25 or 40 pounds, and I said, can we measure? And she said no. I asked her again, 10 more pounds, can we measure? And she said no. And now she says, after losing almost 90 pounds, what did you say, Pam?
I said, okay.
I wish I would have measured.
I wish I would have measured a long time ago.
Yeah,
I wish I would have taken pictures when I started.
Say that again.
I wish I would have taken pictures when I started, because I didn't take any. I was so embarrassed about the way I looked, but now I wish I had pictures. I had to go hunting for before and after pictures.
And so it is important, because as your body shrinks, your family doesn't see that. You maybe not see that, but because they've just either adapted to the way you look. So Linda, it may be crooked because and I'm doing this on my side because we're trying to do this from my home office, but I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, thank Pam for joining us. If you're watching on a replay, Pam loves snowmen, even though the snow's almost gone in Kansas. Give a big snowman and give some hearts and some love for Pam for joining us. If you need this piece of paper, I will attach it to you. Just send me a quick message and I'll let you have this, but you can write it down. You can find this online. It's upside down. You can maybe download it off of AskDrHeather.net. It should be there under downloadables. Should be is the question. We're working on upgrading that. So again, hope this brought you some great value, and look forward to hearing your metabolic changes, your amazing stories as your body transforms and you get healthier on your journey during 2018. Thank you again, Pam, for joining me, and we're going to say have an amazing day. Yes, Linda, I'll send you that form.